We start out episode 3 with a banger of a collision between both the Evil Eye and Okarun's kicks. The power that they both put into it was evenly matched, and the ball exploded, which sent Okarun flying towards Momo. Before he could react, the Evil Eye sent another devastating soul ball their way, but Okarun managed to grab Momo and dodge at the last second. He gets pissed because he thinks Okarun is a yokai and shouts at him for defending Momo because she is a human. Okarun makes a strategic retreat and tries to dodge more ferocious kicks while climbing out of the pit. When it seems like they're temporarily free, Okarun recognizes that the Mongolian earthworm is spreading poisonous mist into the air to weaken them. They try to figure out how to get out of the hole and talk about the fact that only sunlight can kill the worm, much like if you flashed a job application in front of one of your unemployed friends. They have a small heart-to-heart where Okarun believes that he can help Momo escape alone, but she tells them that they have to save Jiji. Okarun convinces her that he will save Jiji, but she needs to escape in order to save them when he's done. She promises to save them, and then we get a cool Okarun to Turbo Okarun transition, and his voice goes with it. His grand plan was to send her flying up into the air on an old couch with a kick, and then having her use her spirit hands to propel her from the couch up to the ceiling area to escape. Despite her genuine fear of being kicked airborne, Okarun wasn't trying to hear any of that and counted down before blasting her off like Team Rocket. She did manage to grab onto the edge and hoist herself out, which obviously made Okarun happy, but that was short-lived because in the very next moment, the surroundings go purple and the Evil Eye pulled up on Okarun. Bro told him to be happy because he was gonna be the first to die. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Meanwhile, Momo caught her breath and tried to use a window curtain as a rope, but even when she tore it and tied it together, there wasn't enough length to it. She had a flashback to her and Jiji watching a worm bake in the sun and then had an idea. She took magazines that were lying around and lit them on fire in order to light the entire house ablaze. She went outside and called for help until firefighters could be heard approaching. Meanwhile, in the underground labyrinth that looked like a great value version of the Infinity Castle from Demon Slayer, Okarun was running away for his life from the soul ball kicks that the Evil Eye was sending his way. After a few dodges, they started throwing hands and Okarun just barely avoids the Evil Eye's powerful swings. He ends up dual fisting him in the chest, but the Evil Eye tossed him away like a piece of paper and then sent another spirit ball his way. He got airborne to dodge it, but then caught a mean knee to the chest that he barely had time to block for. Okarun kicks him from behind and jumps out of the way to avoid the counter, but then the Evil Eye charged up another soul ball and kicked it to corner Okarun against a wall. When Okarun looked up, the Evil Eye was already 2 feet in front of his face with the devious right hook sliding on him with Amazon Prime shipping. He manages to dodge, but we see the eye on Jiji's forehead glow and the soul ball changed direction and shin shot Okarun and destroyed half of his mask. The Evil Eye puts double fist down into his midsection like this is WWE SmackDown, and Okarun tanks the blow and dodges at the last second as another down slam came towards his head. He taunts Okarun for running away like a mouse, but gets excited because he gets to use Jiji's full body to its fullest potential. Just then his nose starts bleeding and he realizes that the Mongolian earthworm's poison is damaging Jiji's body. He tells Okarun that playtime's over and sends a cursed ball at him before expanding it into a house-like domain expansion that Okarun was trapped within with no means of escaping. He enters it saying, "I'm home," and walks down on Okarun before feeding him a combo so mean it would have had Mike Tyson crying for his opponent. He had blood flying everywhere as he was giving Okarun straight headshots, no cameraman. Somehow, he didn't manage to shatter the glasses in the process though. It looks like Okarun is about to get slimed out, but as soon as the Evil Eye tells him he's going after the girl to torment her supple skin, Okarun grabs bro by his mouth and gives him his own walk down monologue. He told him there were a few things he shouldn't do, and he did all 3 of them. First, he harmed Momo. Second, he violated his friend Jiji, and Jiji would never hurt Momo. Then the Evil Eye swipes away his hand and swings, but Okarun ducks and sends a double fist up into the bottom of his jaw. He then says he's going full throttle and starts doing super speed squat jumps in sets of 20 while punching the Evil Eye against the ceiling of his own house prison that he created. He did it so many times at such a high speed that after 5 sets, he shattered the roof of the enclosed space using the body of the Evil Eye as a battering ram. The house dissipates and we see the Evil Eye passed out in Jiji's body after landing on the ground. Okarun reveals that the third thing he shouldn't have done was really piss him off. After aura farming and hitting a pose for a second, he collapses in a heap on the ground and calls out to Momo for help. He takes a breather for a second, then attempts to drag Jiji's body up to the highest point so Momo would have an easier time pulling them out. As he's doing it though, he hears Turbo Granny calling out from the sticky goo that the earthworm used at the lowest level beforehand. He uses wooden boards to approach her and uses all of his strength remaining to pry her free, but then fell into the goo himself, and Turbo Granny was planted upside down as a result. He told her that he couldn't go Super Saiyan Emo anymore because he already went all out twice today, which made things seem hopeless. They both cry out for Momo and we get a scene switch to the surface. Momo stupidly admits to the police officer that she started the fire, but when she tries to explain to those same officers about the Keto family murder plot that has been continually happening, the officers simply ask her if she had a grudge against Jiji's family, since they were the ones that were staying there. The officer tells her that she can explain the rest at the station, and it finally occurs to her how stupid her plan was in the first place. She immediately runs and begs the firefighters to spray the ground, but as the officers try to drag her back, the ground begins to crack and the worm emerges from the chasm below. She ends up returning to her flashback with Jiji, where he explained that worms breathe through the pores in their skin, and water in the soil after a certain point can clog their pores, which makes them have to come above the ground to survive and breathe. However, in the summertime, this poses deadly because when the sun dries them out, it's also known as an earthworm suicide. As the worm begins to dry out, it hides behind the remains of the house to avoid the sun's rays as it sets. But as soon as Momo sees this, she uses a nearby fire truck as a projectile to destroy the rest of the house. The worm writhes in pain as it dries out and then collapses on the floor with a groan. She kicks it to make sure that it's actually dead, and then it slowly balloons up and spews out the last of its orange goo, which contained the Keto family members that it had devoured when they first fell into the hole. The Keto family grandma blames Momo, but Momo brushes her off because she saved them from the worm that ate her. But the grandma is angry because she killed the worm, not because she thought that Momo was responsible for them being eaten. And just as Momo goes to walk off and save Jiji and Okarun, there's an even more massive earthquake that sparks the eruption of the volcano in the distance, which can only mean the calm before the even worse storm has now been cut short. If you made it this far in the video, first of all, I appreciate you. Secondly, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop suggestions and thoughts in the comment section, and become a member of the channel to help support the content and get the videos faster than anybody else. And as I always do, yo YC, what you got for me?
Wobbly wiggly, wobbly wiggly, wobbly wiggly, ooh.
Your theme is peace.